put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show, coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. It's a beautiful morning this morning, and for those of you tuning in as you get ready for work, viewing us as you take your morning breakfast or your morning meditation, and even those listening as you drive on the road, thank you so much for joining us. It's Youth Wednesdays, and I'm your host, Luke Trim.
And I am Dwayne Nurse. I am very much pleased to be with you guys here this morning. Mr. Trim, let us remind our viewers on the various platforms on which they are viewing us. This morning, we want to say good morning to all our viewers listening to us on viewing us on M&E TV, Smash Radio, tell us Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We have an Instagram page. I hope we do.
Yes, we do.
and soon to come, TikTok. We will be on TikTok coming soon.
Yes.
In studios.
You're going to be in everything like salt doing.
Everything like salt. So, what has been happening in this space? We know Carnival is just around the corner. But I mean, is that all really?
No, it's not. So tell us, Dwayne. Tell us.
Are you going to Burna Boy?
I'm not sure. I'll be there in the spirits.
In the spirit?
In the spirits.
What kind of Holy Spirit?
I don't know. I'll probably tune in on live, but I'm really not sure if I'm going to make it to Burna Boy.
You mean you'll be drunk in this?
Dwayne, I realize every time we bust up him out on the show, we just never make it to an event. Oh. Did you make it to Blue Food?
Oh Lord.
Yes, after we bust up him out, up to now we can't.
No, listen, let me tell you what happened to Blue Food, right? Somebody was supposed to take me to Blue Food and they set me up. I don't know if they wanted all the goat and the curry goat and dumpling for themselves. I home and I cry now. No, I cry. I bend like Avatar.
I feel your pain.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to Blue Food, but for those who enjoyed Blue Food, hats off to you. And we had in the week gone there, we had World Food Day, which was well
attended. We had a lot of people.
That, and it's always a perfect opportunity to always revitalize and show how important agriculture is to our nation and to the world. Correct. Food is everything.
And they had our guests there. I saw that the Prime Minister was there.
Oh yeah. I Buddy told me that he definitely would have been there because he's spending some time in his home island until he decides to return, which is good. Nice. I hope you see some more of him in the market and things like that.
He's a garden man.
Yeah. Somebody told me they was giving me some story that some years ago they was going through the bush and they put up with him inside the bush there anything, man, and it just goes to show how humble
our Prime Minister is.
Yes. It's good.
That's nice.
It's good.
So I guess it's time for us to head over in news in 90 seconds with Candice Jackson.
Thank you, Dwayne and Luke. I am Candice Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 26 October 2022. PDP political leader and assemblyman for Roxborough Argyle, Watson Duke, raised questions about the benefits for Tobago after the THA spent $17.5 million on the Tobago Carnival. Duke recently urged the Executive Council of the THA to reveal how much of the Carnival budget will stay in Tobago and how much will be leaked outside in a video posted to social media. He wanted to know if the young people of Tobago would benefit or if Carnival will create sustainable employment. The inaugural Tobago Carnival kicks off this weekend with events scheduled all week. Meanwhile, Minority Leader Calvin Morris raised concerns about the THA's lack of regard for laws while undergoing recent infrastructural projects. He claimed that work began on one of the projects less than 24 hours after the awarding of a contract. He also stated that the Infrastructure Division's decision to engage the Environment Management Agency after projects had already begun demonstrated that the THA does not care about following the law. More concerning, according to Morris, was Secretary Trevor James' own admission that laws and policies must sometimes be ignored for the project to be expedited. The minority leader said it indicated that the current PDP-led administration is not committed to integrity in public office. And nationally, Minister of Finance Com Imbert blamed inefficient VAT systems for delaying the government in paying out VAT returns to businesses. The business sector continues to call on the government to pay VAT returns as promised in successive budget statements. However, Imbert explained that there is a problem with VAT compliance in the private sector, which is keeping back the process. He claimed that while the ministry is looking for ways to improve the system, they have not yet discovered a workable solution. The private sector is owed hundreds of millions of dollars in tax returns. And that was the news in 90 seconds. It is back to you, Luke and Dwayne.
All right. Thank you, Candice, for that, for news in 90 seconds. And we go straight over to birthdays, guys. We're still in the month of October. Fortunately for those who were very much born in this month. And we want to start off quickly with Kerry Porter with special good morning and a happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family. Who do we have next, Mr. Trim?
Next, we have a Kim Cadies. A happy birthday to you. Ma'am, you look great in that blue. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that
Blue is your favorite color.
Blue is really the color. Who do we have next?
And we have Mr. Ken Phillips. A happy birthday to you. One of our ardent supporters, I was just told. Thank you for giving us the support and a happy birthday to you, my good sir. And the next, who do we have?
We have a LeSean Osborne. A happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy today.
All right. And we also have a Shirlan Clark. Shirlan Clark. She's elegant.
Yeah, she's really
Lady in red. Happy birthday goes out to you, my good friend, and I hope that you enjoy today.
Next, we have a Sharon Ramsey Hazel, a very familiar face. Happy birthday to you.
Yes. I hope Mr. Hazel gives you more than cake and ice cream today, right? And then we have Leah Sophia Richards. Woo! Tobago boy, Tobago, well done. You look lovely. I hope that you enjoy today. A special birthday greetings goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family.
And next we have an Ocean George. All the love is coming from Daddy and Mommy, sisters O'Shea and Osazi, Granddad, aunties and uncles, the whole family. The whole family is wishing happy birthday.
And did you know that this is Mrs. Rhea George's son?
Really? Wow.
Yeah, cut from very good cloth, as you could see. Happy birthday goes out to you, good sir. And finally, we have in the house our last but not least birthday is Mr. Ricardo Warner. A happy birthday goes out to you from the Tobago Updates family. And that is the end of our birthdays this morning. We go straight over to the rundown, guys. We have plenty for you. Well, it's not really plenty, but if we have good stuff.
We have good segments.
We have things. We have in things.
So
and this morning,
first
we have Mr. Daniel Lee Chow, and he would be coming to talk with us about the importance of youth in business, a very important and pertinent topic, a relevant topic that is. And who do we have next?
We have a Mr. Dwayne Edwards here to speak about an event. To talk about an event called Tequila Sunrise. I'm eager to hear what's that about.
Yes, and finally, we have a very. I'm not doing this because I am the last. I'm doing this interview last, but this is a special surprise, right? Luke, don't be afraid to let the viewers know that your interviews are also special and it could be a surprise.
I wouldn't hesitate.
But I'll give a hint. It's surrounding carnival and youth, but that is all you're gonna get for now. You have to view us, keep viewing us, stick around to know. So what
we have to tell them to do to share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago presents the real Tobago Line. The Tobago Line. Saturday, October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, we go to the real Tobago Line. With college Orange Boy Jesse and the All Stars Band, Super Blue, Johnny King, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone. Yeah, what I tell you?
Prince Unique, Marvin Lewis, Royal, Iwer George.
I come your city,
Ricky Jai, Trinidad All-Star Steel Orchestra, Superior Rhythm Section, and lots of big surprises. Showtime, 5 p.m. Tickets cost only $250 and are available at Angels Korea Services Limited, Tobago, and all Tuco offices nationwide. This October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, the real Tobago line. Where will you be?
Finals of the Tobago Stars of Soca is going down this Wednesday, 26th October. Crusoe, Shadow, and Nelson, just to name a few, they cut the road for the soca artists of today. And now, witness the new era of soca stars. The judging panel selected 13 of the top soca artists from Tobago. Now, going head-to-head this Wednesday at Shore Park Cultural Complex. Find out who will be Tobago top soca star, live band, and guest artist performances. All roads lead to the finals at Shore Park. Get your crew ready, get your flag ready, support your artists. The Tobago Stars of Soca, showtime 8 p.m. Brought to you by Radio Tambourine and MNE TV on behalf of the THA.
The Cooling Event, October 27, 2022. We bring to you live Skinny Fabulous. Also performing live, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone.
Oros League 2 Mount Irvin Golf Club, Tobago. Gates open from 1 to 8 p.m. A lineup of DJs to shell on the place. One of Tobago's best duo team, Selector 3D and Hyperkid Snoopy. Tickets available at Jane Monkey Crown Point, Tobago, or Red Rose Boutique, Scarborough. Get your online tickets at islandetickets.com. So tell a friend to bring a friend to the biggest cool effect for Tobago Carnival.
This event is sponsored by Campari, TTT Media Group, Barefoot, Tobago House of Assembly, Creamery Novelties.
Hush, the Cooling Event.
Celebrate. This is not the time to be alone.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the boy Jason G Artist. You come see the face and know what it is already. 45 Assassin coming. Yours truly, Jason G Artist. I'm my brother, Trendsetter Goofy. It's all about Tequila Sunrise, Carnival Friday. It's all going down at the Eagle Villa, number 10, Sugar Mill Drive. You don't know Old Grange. So organize a team is a poolside edition. Ladies, come out because you know you're in your two-piece. We don't want no fries. Alright? Tequila Sunrise, it's on Carnival Friday. Organize a team. We outside you. Hear me? Ram Dance Champion, we coming down poolside all here.
Charm on somebody now. Hold on somebody now. Keep them company.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. And viewers, before we get into this segment, we have to send out a huge happy belated birthday to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. He turned 73, and we just want to wish him a really huge happy birthday coming from Tobago Updates. So, entrepreneurship is a transformative option to unlock generation. Starting a business at a young age creates opportunities such as development in networking, communication, important skills such as self-discipline and all those beautiful things. So on set, we have with us Mr. Daniel Lee Chow. A special morning to you, and how are you doing?
Good morning, Luke. Thank you so much for having me here this morning. It really is a pleasure, I must say.
Nice. So when it comes to youths, how important do you say entrepreneurship is?
That's a really tough question, because when it is here at a young age, trust me, because of the peer pressure, especially when it comes to parents and so on, it's really difficult to say if it is you want to jump into wanting to have your own business, or if it is you want to study and right through. So I know a lot of kids who actually they would want to go to university, UE, UTT, USC, whether and study to make sure they get a degree rather than actually thinking about starting a business. So there's a mental block right there, I must say. Once it is you pass that mental block, then trust me, it's so much easier to see and explore so many different things, I must say. I must say I was also a part of that, where it is I thought that I needed to go to school because that was what our age need to do. That's I'm telling you now, Tobago, Trinidad, anybody, that is not the case. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You just have to make everybody proud while doing it. That's all.
Wow, and it's interesting that you said that, because in Tobago culture, especially in the countryside, they have this rule. As soon as I get to subjects, find a job. They don't want to hear nothing about sixth form, they don't hear anything about uni, they don't hear anything about, a business. So to hear that you mentioned the mental block, that that's a really interesting take. So I have to ask, what challenges have you faced as a business owner?
Well, obviously, especially a guy my age, you're going to face the financial issues. You're going to have to find some type of capital in order to get the equipment that you're looking for, in order to get probably marketing, all of those, even the employees that you don't want to hire. Yes, you're going to face these challenges. This is obvious for any business owner, whether you're young, whether it is you're old. But I would say is the deepest challenge would be having a consistency. It's about keeping motivated to make sure that you want this business to actually thrive, and it's making that call every morning. It's always getting in touch with all of these other different business owners to make sure that it drives your business. Keeping that motivation is really tough, I must say, and it's very draining, but you just have to keep on doing it. You have to keep pushing, and it will pay off. Trust me. You're not going to see it in the first month. You're definitely not going to see it in the first 2 months. Give it in the 4 months. You're going to see a little piece. Give it a year. Nice. Everything is smooth flowing. You're starting to understand how it is a business has to operate. Second year, great. Now you know the tricks. You know the cheat codes. Flow through.
Great. So, as a young entrepreneur, what are some qualities you think that you should possess in order for your business to thrive?
I would say the main thing is needing to make quick decisions on the spot. I've been in so many different situations where I have no choice but to come up with something, and it could be, the challenge there is that you want to have the perfect decision. You want to make sure that it works best for you. You want to make sure it works best for your client. But sometimes you don't have enough time for that. So you just need to make up something on the spot. And that could be a bit challenging. But that's what it is you have to face. You have no choice.
Great. And earlier you would have mentioned cheat codes. So what are some cheat codes you would have developed now that you implement now, as you've got the experience?
So much. I was actually talking to my girlfriend just the other day about this. So let's say, for example, if it is you go to Maracas in Trinidad and you're going to buy a bacon shack, right? Usually you would spend about $50 for a bacon shack. Now, if it is I wasn't into the business, I would just continuously be buying bacon shack for $50, right through. Now, this is a serious cheat code here. So what it is I did not too long ago, I took a step back and I looked at the menu and I said, all right, let me take a look at all of the options what it is I have here. And I see that they have the fry bake at $10. And I said, all right, no problem. Let me ask the lady, was he cost of a portion or shack? She mentioned $50. I said, okay, all right. At the time, it was a group of 4 of us that went down. So I said, all right, let me take a try. If it is that I'm taking a portion of shark, most likely I could get enough for about 2 bacon sharks. So let me take 2 portions. So work out the maths. I bought 2 portions of shark and I bought 4 bake. So that's 10 by 4, that's $40, and then 2 portions of shark, that's $100. That's $140 versus spending 50 by 4, $200.
Wow.
So I'm saving there. And when it is I got the portions, I actually got more shark than regular bacon shark. So I say, right, that's a serious cheat code right there. And quite frankly, I don't think I would have like step back and observe the situation if it is I wasn't in this business mindset. So you have to be so accustomed to it. You have to be observing almost everything that's around there. You have to be observing how people react. You have to be observing what is going on in the news, all of these different things.
And critical thinking also, because that was a critical thinking skill.
Correct.
Great.
So you need to see all of these things and apply it to not just your business life, but your regular life as well. It's so much interplay.
So, what advice would you give to the youths listening, to any parent who has a child in a business? What advice would you give to them when it comes to businesses?
Push through. That's the first 2 words I would say. Push through whatever it is you have to do. Just push it through. If it is you have to go through your studies, yes, there's no problem with that whatsoever. I know a lot of people my age, especially, who are going through the degree. And they're stressing their minds out. Trust me, I know how it is. I've been to UTT and I've actually done aviation technology. Trust me, it's not easy. And while I was doing that, that's where it is I was looking to start my business. By the way, my business is actually called Verge TT. That's actually a virtual reality experience, where it is I do a lot of different virtual reality showcases at venues and events and so on. And it wasn't easy at all trying to study and trying to balance, trying to start this off. You're trying to make as much money as you can just so you can get your equipment. And then you're also trying to make your parents proud, trying to make your friends proud, just by, keeping at it with the studies and so on. It's really tough, but I say, as I said, push through. That's the best advice I can give you all.
Great. So, what brings you to Tobago? Like, I think that's a $1 million question. What brings you to Tobago? And is it the carnival?
The carnival.
Okay, great.
Tobago Carnival, I must say, is a great opportunity. I mean, I was so flabbergasted when it is I heard Tobago having their own carnival, and then in October, that's like such a weird day. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity to see, hey, Tobago looking to do their own piece of it, and then it's not going to be the same as Trinidad Carnival, which I appreciate even more because now it's unique. It's more about culture. It's more about what it is Tobago likes, and that's what it is I wanted to experience. So I actually came down on Monday hoping to get the full blow of Tobago Carnival for the entire week.
Great.
I've been doing a lot of meetings. I've been going through to see the different sites and so on, the different beaches, just to see what it is Tobago has to offer. And so far, I am pretty amazed. I must say, great work to Tobago on the whole.
So, what collaborations have you made thus far here in Tobago?
Oh my gosh! So, as soon as I came off of the boat, was meetings upon meetings, and I must say the most memorable would be Signal Hill Secondary School, where it is I met with Miss Patrice Caruth, and we had a meeting about the virtual reality and so on, and she actually wanted me to meet her Form 6 students, her Form 6 tourism class in Signal Hill Secondary. And I met with them just yesterday, and boy, they are very mature, they are very expressive, and I was very amazed because I know when I was that age, I wasn't doing that. I met with them, and they were so kind, and they welcomed me into it. They experienced the virtual reality, they loved it, they come up with some different ideas on how it is we could apply it into nowadays, and it was so amazing just to see them like that. So yes, there's Signal Hill Secondary. I had a meeting with the promoters of Hush event, and I'm also going to be at an event called Ducket, which is down this Friday at Lowlands Mall. Wow. So a lot of things coming up. As I said, Luke, as soon as I come, it's meetings upon meetings.
Booked and busy, as you should be. So, Daniel, I just want to thank you for joining us today. It was a really great segment. I think everybody took the notes, everybody listened. So, for the young people tuning in, the young people who's watching after, So do you have contact numbers for your business before we wrap up?
Yes, of course. If it is you would like, you could definitely get onto me. 741-8114, that's the phone number. Or if it is, you can even contact us via email, vrgett868@gmail.com. That's virgett868@gmail.com. Or even so, you can just check us on Instagram, vrgett. All right, so definitely you can see the different showcases that we've done there. You could even tell me exactly what it is you would like in your different events, and then we could come up with different ideas. We've done so many different things before. We've done a roller coaster simulator for Tribe Band Launch. We've done there's a showcase where it is we put people on top of a tall skyscraper where it is you actually have to walk up a plank, and trust me, look, that one has people balling down the place. Racing simulators for these car shows. There's so many different things that could be done, and well, right now I actually have some projects, but I mean, I'm gonna keep it hush for
right. I understand. So when can we expect another pop-up, like the next pop-up? I remember the last time you were here, I was to come, but boy,
we had one in Portmore
here
itself.
Boy, you know, it is it's not gonna make it
be like that.
So when we could expect the next pop-up?
Definitely, that would be Thursday. Thursday, you would see us at Hush, the event. That will be Mount Irving Bay. Definitely, if it is you would like to get a true feel of what virtuality can do, you're going to meet me there.
Great. So I want to thank you again for joining us today. It was amazing. So viewers, remember to share the live. We'll be right back.
Everybody in this party. Yo, what's up guys? This is your DJ Nina and we're getting closer to the carnival in Tobago. So listen, Carnival Friday starts off at Tequila Sunrise. We're gonna be at the Eagle Villa in beautiful Tobago. It's a poolside edition, so make sure to bring your best poolside outfit. Make sure to bring all of the good vibes, all of your friends. You're gonna catch me there together with some other wicked DJs. And I'm really excited to play some sweet soca for y'all. So remember, you don't want to miss this. Tequila Sunrise, Carnival Friday at the Eagle Villa is going to be full of vibes.
Move as we move, yeah. I beg you, watch over us. MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
I am Ram and I'm Coke. Together we are Ram and Coke. Big up Million Laughs, because on Saturday, November 5th, it is Caribbean Comedy Commerce. It could be hot. The best Trinidadian and Caribbean comedians will be there. For sure. Big up Alan the Entertainer. Big up Larry Joseph and everybody else who's on the cards. That's right. We endorse this show. Big up Alan. Big up Million Laughs. It's going to be an epic show. We endorse this. Be there. There ain't nothing like a Ram and Coke. Barbados. Yeah.
Saturday, November 5th, Shore Park, Tobago. It's Million Laughs Caribbean Comedy Commerce, the mega laugh festival to end the Tobago Carnival season, featuring Tobago's finest in folklore and musical entertainment, together with some of the Caribbean's top comedians: Larry Joseph, Daryl the Saint Mendoza, Dolores, Alan the Entertainer, Handsome Sun, Mako Media, and more. Get your ticket specials available on Island E-Tickets and various outlets nationwide, or visit the Million Laughs handles for more info. It's Comedy Commerce in Tobago, a wee kind of commerce.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Grandmother's wagonette, some old books tattered and wet. I took time to scrutinize, and much to my great surprise, 2 red books in front of my face. The reason why I'm always first place. The first and second primer made me a fluent reader. Everybody must learn to read. Learn to read, learn to read is the only way to succeed. Learn to read, learn to read. Young men liming out in the streets. Learn to read, learn to read. At every corner you meet. Learn to read, learn to read. My grandmother's legacy. Learn to read, learn to read. Eradicate illiteracy. Learn to read, learn to read. Young men have gone astray. They were allowed to have their own way. No elders to tell them stories or read them Bible verses.
Welcome back, guys. You're viewing us live on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. You are viewing us on Youth Wednesdays. And indeed, that was the surprise. I do apologize for the, the mix-up. I thought I was last, but the people in here does me what they want. But to my advantage, and this morning we are chatting with the Shea Soul, the junior winning junior Calypso winner for the Calypso Monarch in Tobago. Good morning to you, young man. How are you?
Good morning, I'm well today.
All right. Tell the viewers, how old are you, Mr. Saul?
I am 10 years old.
Oh, he don't look 10 now. Are you fine he look 10? This young man is in standard 5. But it just goes to show how brilliant you are.
Yes, sir.
So, what school do you attend to?
I attend the Palatine Anglican School.
And for those who may not know, do you just tell them where in Tobago Palatine is, if you know, the north side.
Yes.
The north side. That is the best part of Tobago. If you have not been to Tobago and you have not visited those areas, you have not visited Tobago, right? And where are you from?
I am from the village of Bloody Bay.
All right, great. You want to big up your parents and your uncles and your mommy and your auntie and them this morning?
Yes.
Go ahead, big them up for me.
I thank my whole family for giving me all this positivity to sing this song.
Right. You will give you a little piece before we go, right?
Yeah.
I will tell you when you go sing for me. But what inspired you? What got you so excited about doing Calypso?
my grandfather.
Yeah, he was a. Yeah, I know. Who's your grandfather? What's your grandfather's name?
David Soul.
Yeah, he no longer with us. He was a good one. He was a very good one. And you know, it just goes to show that you know you respected him a lot, and he left a very good legacy. That song that we just played for the viewers there, just tell them the name of it and tell us about this song.
The name of the song is My Grandmother's Legacy. The song is about all the illiteracy, like illiterate persons out on the block. You have to learn to read.
Right.
And you could do anything
that
you want.
So is it that your grandmother would have inspired you to do this song? Or it's just a very good catchy name, right? To just inspire young people on the block to learn to read?
Well, not really. Dr. Verlene Bob wrote the song for all illiterate persons out there.
Right. So you also see the importance of learning to read, and that is why you're in school. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a soca artist.
Really? And did you know that soca came from calypso? It started with calypso. You know that?
I knew that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm singing calypso.
Yeah. Listen, although touch this young man and although he come in a voice, Marshall, everybody, he come in a right. But you know, how did you feel when you performed that song? Were you nervous at all?
Well, yes, but after a while I felt confident.
Right. And what do you think gave you that confidence to perform on that stage in front of all them people, listen to all them loud music in the background? I don't think I could have done that, you know.
Well, my father and my mother, also my whole family.
Right. So they give you all the support and everything. Daddy and mommy was jumping up in front. They feel.
Yes.
Yeah. That is good. But I was told that this was not the only song that you sang. You sang 3 other songs?
Yes.
Right. Can you just tell us
2 other songs?
2 other songs in addition to this one?
Yes.
Right. So tell us what is the name of what are the names of those songs?
Well, my first calypso was Save Them Gary.
Tell us about that now. Who are you talking about in that song? Is that the Commissioner Police?
Yes.
Tell us about this song.
Well, I was giving a word to Gary to save all the youths out there in the streets that was getting killed.
Right.
And I used the phrase, 1 shot, 1 kill.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because that is exactly what has been happening in this space with crime. Too much of crime in this space, and you know that is a very good thing. And you're ambassador. You are an advocate for youth. You know that you are playing your part just by singing your song, by encouraging to help remedy the whole issue about crime, illiteracy. Tell us about the next song. What's the next song?
This was written by Dr. Verlene Bob Lewis, also with my calypso.
Okay. And the other song besides Save Them Gary, what's the next one?
Drown Men in the Sea.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that one then now.
Well, that was a calypso for the children, for the youths of Barbados.
Barbados?
Yes.
Okay. And
their Prime Minister, the Prime Minister didn't want them to sit the essay exam because it was too hard for them.
Right. And it was kind of encouraging them to persevere.
Yes.
Yeah, to still go and sit the exam. And you'll be sitting the exam next year, am I correct? So even more encouragement for you to do great.
Yes.
So I'm looking out to see your name in one of the top, in fact, come in first place, right? So I'm claiming that for you. But when you saw that you won, what was your reaction like? Were you expecting to win?
Well, not really. I just went there to try my best.
Right, and enjoy yourself because I see you have all the moves, man. The timing, the man could. I know your parents, and you come from a vibes family. You look at dance, you look at play music. Tell them what instrument you just play. Tell them.
Well, I play piano.
Right. And you're gonna learn
chopsticks,
right,
and the bass guitar.
Right. And he could sing very well. And you know, that is great, because you will be very brilliant if you continue, you know, along those lines, because you know those extracurricular activities help towards you being very, very, very successful, right? But what was the response like at school when people learned that you won? Did you feel like a celebrity?
Well, yes.
Well, tell us how you felt, or how your friends and them reacted.
I felt like a star, and my friends were very proud of me.
All right. You get to shake any of those big boys' hands, like the Chief Secretary or Dr. Keith Rowley?
Well, yes.
All right, that is good. Who's on your ship? Shook.
Well, the Chief Secretary of Tobago, Mr. Farley Augustine.
Yeah, he shook your hand.
And Chairman, Tasha Boris.
Oh, the Secretary for Tourism.
Yeah.
She also shook your hand and give you. That's very good. That's very good. Right. But you know, I admire how you you know, were so brave enough to go and perform, right? Especially in this new thing called Tobago Carnival, right? Do you see yourself performing next year if there's another competition? You see yourself performing?
Well, not really next year, because I have to sit the SE exam.
Oh, but if providing that it's after the exam, would you think that you'll give it a next shot?
Yes.
And you think you'll come first again?
Yes.
All right, and that's great. And guys, you know, I want to end the interview here this morning and, you know, give you congratulations by first shaking your hand and giving you congratulations, right? You know, we country boys have to do it, and we have to show them how it is done. And I want to encourage you to keep on doing your best. Do your best at school. Whatever you find your hands to do, you do it well, and which you did for these competitions. I hope to hear more of your songs, right? Any parting words before you go? Anybody you want to big up? What you want to tell the young people today?
Learn to read, everybody.
Yeah, learn to read, guys. This is, and again, we had an interview with Mr. Deshay Saul,
yes.
Right? Deshay Saul, all the way from Bloody Bay, Lansome area, and he attends the Paltivate Primary School, and he won the Junior Calypso Monarch in Tobago. This is the end of this interview. Remember to share, you're just saying share the life fast. There you go. 3, 4. Share the life, share the life, share the life. Let me hear that calypso again, please.
Would be in vain for men who were illiterate. Can't even find a woman to date. Let his friend write letter for he. Same friend take away delay. Everybody must learn to read. Learn to read, learn to read. It's the only way to succeed. Learn to read, learn to read. Young men living out in the streets. Learn to read, learn to read. At every corner you meet. Learn to read, learn to read. My grandmother's legacy.
Welcome to the March Parfait Day Spa and Wellness Center, your premier spa experience located at Bonaccord, Tobago. Visit us today for facials, cellulite treatments, body contours, body treatments, pedicures, manicures, and much more. We have gift cards for all occasions and corporate events. Connect with us on Facebook at Le March Parfait Day Spa or call us 273-7772.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The cooling event, October 27, 2022. We bring to you live Skinny Fabulous. Also performing live, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone.
Oros League 2 Mount Irving Golf Club, Tobago. Gates open from 1 to 8 p.m. A lineup of DJs to shell on the place. One of Tobago's best duo team, Selector 3D and Hyperkid Snoopy. Tickets available at Jane Monkey Crown Point, Tobago, or Red Rose Boutique, Scarborough. Get your online tickets at islandetickets.com. So tell a friend to bring a friend to the biggest cool effect for Tobago Carnival.
This event is sponsored by Campari, TTT Media Group Barefoot, Tobago House of Assembly, Creamery Novelties.
Hush, the cooling event.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for staying with us. Carnival is in the air, and Tobago Carnival is now one of the most talked about events. So on set we have with us Mr. Dwayne Edwards to speak about the Tequila Sunrise event. A special morning to you, and how are you doing?
I'm good, good morning.
All right, so a little birdie told me you have a kind of alias, I think that's what they call it, your stage name. What's that stage name?
Oh, Master D.
Okay, and what would have led to the name Master D?
Well, basically, the D comes from my first name, which is Dwayne. And the Master is basically, I try to master everything I do. So that's why the Master D arrives from.
Great, great, great. So, Tobago is now the hotspot for Carnival. Tell us, why did you choose Tobago?
Well, basically, I'm born and bred from Tobago, and I live abroad. And I always do a lot of activities in New York, and always love to come back and give back to Tobago and do events in Tobago. So when I heard about the Carnival, I was like, yes, I have to do something in Tobago. Nice. And I said, you know what, I have to come back and do a nice event, and that came up with Tequila Sunrise.
So Tequila Sunrise, tell us more about that event, because when I heard about it, I thought it was just probably a party where we dress up in white and shot tequila till sunrise. So tell us more about the tequila.
Well, Tequila Sunrise, really, I am a margarita drinker and I love tequila. So I will make a lot of different margaritas, strawberry, passion fruit, mango tequila. And I was like, you know what, let me come up with something nice, something different. And I came up with Tequila Sunrise. And it's going to be really something for the patrons to come out and really experience something different. When I say something different, I mean, very few times you go to all-inclusive where you get top shelf liquor. Apart from tequila, we're going to be having Hennessy, we're going to be having Johnny Walker, we're going to be having Grey Goose, every top shelf liquor you can think about, it will be there. And the best thing about it is it will be you could get it unlimited amount of whatever you need. There's no times where the bar is going to be closed down. It can be open for the whole entire time the event will be hosted. And that will be the main event. And also, added to that, you will have unlimited amounts of food to absorb the liquor that you guys will be getting.
Sounds great. So many events are happening throughout this entire carnival week, or 2 weeks, I should say. So what can viewers, listeners, what can people want to buy a ticket? What can they really expect from Tequila Sunrise that's different from the other events?
Well, apart from the unlimited drinks and food, as soon as you enter the event location, you'll be greeted with a tequila shot. You'll also be greeted with different packages where you'll be getting fans, you'll be getting cups, you'll be getting all these different things that the patrons will be getting. So it will be definitely different. And then the decor is a poolside edition, so people could come, dress in that kind of attire, or you can come dress how the ladies could come out really nice and dress, in a nice little two-piece, stuff like that. So it's going to be really, really nice event.
Great. So what are you expecting? What are your expectations for this entire Tobago Carnival?
Well, I'm very proud to be here, and I'm very proud of Tobago of having taken this step, doing this thing for the first time. And my expectation is that we're gonna a lot of tourists are gonna come in and they're gonna experience our culture, and they could take back and say, yes, you know what, 2023 we're definitely going to Tobago in October for Carnival, because this was really good. So I am definitely happy for all the promoters doing the thing, and everybody doing the mass, and the Calypsonians and the artists, and it will definitely going to be a blessing.
All right, so asking for a friend, but really actually asking for myself because I'm interested. Where is this event located? Where can I find this event?
Well, it's located at 10 Sugar Mill Drive, and that's over in Old Grange. It's a villa, and it's between the Boku and Montgomery area over there.
All right, so let's talk about a bit more details, registration costs. Give us the full rundown.
Well, if you're interested in getting a ticket, ticket is very simple. You can log on to Island Mix and type in Tequila Sunrise. You can get online tickets there. If you want to get a ticket on the spot, get it delivered to you, you can actually call two numbers, which is 479-1348, or you can also call 462-6218. So once again, that's 479-1348. You can get the ticket delivered. Just call. Someone's going to bring tickets to you, or you can log on to Island Mix and get the tickets online as well.
All right, Tequila Sunrise. It sounds like a whole experience, boy. I really feel I might have to show my face there. And not making any promises, because like I said earlier, when we make promises on this show, we does never make it. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, and most likely, through God's grace, I'm gonna be there till sunrise. So I want to thank you again, Mr. Edwards, for joining us today, for talking about the Tequila Sunrise. I think we got more information that we knew before. So viewers, for those of you tuning in, if you are looking for that tequila experience, Tequila Sunrise is the event. Be there, because wow, you're getting a full experience, you're getting all inclusive. This is proper thing for your money, people. So remember to share the live. We'll be right back after this.
Whole team lit, we mash it up proper. Party real nice, the party look good. Tequila Sunrise Poolside Edition happening at Tobago Carnival 2022. All-inclusive, one of the best all-inclusive you'll ever go to. October 20th, if you don't know. Could have been one shot of liquor or the whole case of liquor. Whole team lit, we mash it up, papa. October 20th, Tequila Sunrise, there we take some shots of tequila. More to there. Get there. Shot a rum, one for the road. Party look nice, yeah, party look good. Boom, bam. Now
Hello?
Master Fee.
Master Fee here.
How you going? It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
Alan of Million Laughs.
So Alan, you want to get a strainer?
No, ma. I'm calling to tell you about the comedy commerce. Yeah, the comedy commerce show in Tobago.
I know that. I told you I want to come. In Trinidad. How are you going to get that? That is quite in Tobago.
Getting what?
This trainer, Alan.
Back to Tobago November the 5th. So don't worry to come
No,
now,
it's not a problem, you know. I will
You hear
come
me?
for you.
Don't come now. Ma?
Taxi.
Ma
You going shop, huh? Tobago.
Saturday, November 5th, Shore Park, Tobago. It's Million Laughs Caribbean Comedy Commerce. The Mega Laugh Festival to end the Tobago Carnival season, featuring Tobago's finest in folklore and musical entertainment, together with some of the Caribbean's top comedians, Larry Joseph, Daryl the Saint Mendoza, Dolores, Alan the Entertainer, Handsome Sun, Mako Media, and more. Get your ticket specials available on Island E-Tickets and various outlets nationwide, or visit the Million Laughs handles for more info. It's Comedy Commerce in Tobago, a wee kind of commerce.
Our national borders, our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Welcome back, guys, to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. You are viewing the best, one and only Youth Morning Show on the Tobago Updates on our Wednesdays. I'm ably joined by my good friend here, Mr. Luke Trim. How was the morning for you?
It was a really
short but sweet.
It was short but sweet.
Yeah, short
and
but
you know,
sweet.
wow, we finished in time today.
Yeah,
wow, record.
Candice there smiling and cheering us on for finishing.
Yes.
But we have a lot happening in this space. I just hope that this carnival experience might not exceed expectations, or it may exceed expectations, whatever. I just hope that we learn to better it the next time, It's good to see our young people participating. It's also good to see that
a lot of them owning bands too. A lot of them are CEOs for the bands. So
and that's great. And I think it's high time that Tobagonians, especially them young ones, adopt the hustler mentality in a Tobago way.
Oh, and Dwayne, we have to tell our viewers that tomorrow's show will be out of studio.
Oh, really?
I think we'll be at Chill Out Bar. I don't know if you're chilling, but we're going to be at Chill Out Bar.
They doesn't treat me. I don't know. Since you joined the show, we ain't get to go outside. we can't be outside too.
Well, soon it has to listen to me. We have must be 50-something events for us to be outside. So
I hope
we can just choose one.
I hope so, I remember a specific time I called a specific person to give me a specific hand, and the specific person did not come through.
What about Juve Saturday? Do we know about Juve Saturday?
Nah, Saturday I gotta be in camp, man. Yeah, I gotta be in camp. I gotta be in camp. I gotta be covering camp. I can cover camp. Can I do that? No?
Well, listen. Saturday, I hear that Tobago Updates will be covering the Juve too, so the viewers just have to stick around to see what we have in store.
All right. But I'll be covering camp. I'm under the cloth. Big up to Jimmy Abood.
So, Dwayne, I think we've come to the end of our show today. Yes, so viewers, don't go anywhere. You know, don't miss us too much. We're gonna be here again next week.
Yeah.
So just remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tuco Tobago presents the Real Tobago Line. The Tuco Tobago Line. Saturday, October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, we go to the Real Tobago Line. With College Boy Jesse and the All Stars Band, Super Blue, Johnny King, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone. Yeah, what I tell you?
Prince Unique, Marvin Lewis, Royal, Ira George.
I come your city,
Ricky Jai, Trinidad All-Star Steel Orchestra, Superior Rhythm Section, and lots of big surprises. Showtime 5 p.m. Tickets cost only $250 and are available at Angels Courier Services Limited, Tobago, and all Tuco offices nationwide. This October 29th at the Mount Irvin Golf Course, the Real Tobago Line. Where will you be?
Finals of the Tobago Stars of Soca is going down this Wednesday, 26th October. Crusoe, Shadow, and Nelson, just to name a few, they cut the road for the soca artists of today. And now, witness the new era of soca stars. The judging panel selected 13 of the top soca artists from Tobago. Now, going head-to-head this Wednesday at Shore Park Cultural Complex. Find out who will be Tobago top soca star, live band, and guest artist performances. All roads lead to the finals at Shore Park. Get your crew ready. Get your flag ready. Support your artists. The Tobago Stars of Soca. Showtime 8 p.m. Brought to you by Radio Tambourine and MNE TV on behalf of the THA.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denicia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region, with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. PDP political leader and assemblyman for Roxborough Argyle, Watson Duke, raised questions about the benefits for Tobago after the THA spent $17.5 million on the Tobago Carnival. Duke recently urged the Executive Council of the THA to reveal how much of the Carnival budget will stay in Tobago and how much will be leaked outside in a video posted to social media. He wanted to know if the young people of Tobago would benefit or if Carnival would create sustainable employment. The inaugural Tobago Carnival kicks off this weekend with events scheduled all week. Meanwhile, Minority Leader Kelvin Morris raised concerns about the THA's lack of regard for laws while undergoing recent infrastructural projects. He claimed that work began on one of the projects less than 24 hours after awarding a contract. He also stated that the Infrastructure Division's decision to engage the Environment Management Agency after projects had already begun demonstrated that the THA does not care about following the law. More concerning, according to Morris, was Secretary Trevor James's own admission that laws and policies must sometimes be ignored for project expediency. The minority leader said it indicated that the current PDP-led administration is not committed to integrity in public office. Meanwhile, and then nationally, Finance Minister Calm Imbert blamed inefficient VAT systems for delaying the government in paying VAT returns to businesses. The business sector continues to call on the government to pay VAT returns as promised in successive budget statements. However, Imbert explained there is a problem with the VAT compliance in the private sector, which is keeping back the process. He claimed that while the ministry is still looking for ways to improve the system, they have not yet discovered a workable solution. The private sector is owed millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in tax returns. I mean, of course, like I said, we've got so much in the news right now, even while Carnival is happening. And, you know, as we're talking about Carnival, we're talking also that, you know, there were things that are happening infrastructurally to prepare for Carnival. And things happening at quite a fast rate. And you see that the Minority Council raised some questions. We also had Mr. Watson Duke raising some questions about what's happening and, you know, how much of this money being spent, $17.5 million being spent on Carnival, how much of that is staying in Tobago, you know, what's happening? We have a lot of questions. And to, you know, share us a little bit about what's going on, we have one of the hot men in the seat, I should say, Mr. Trevor James. Good morning and welcome to you.
Listen, good morning, Candice, and good morning, Tobago and Trinidad, and wherever you are listening to the program.
Yes, and of course, Mr. Trevor James, he is the Secretary of the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development. Now, Mr. James, you know, leading off from one of our stories this morning, and this is in regards to a contract that was issued, and less than 24 hours after that contract was issued, we saw work beginning on a road, and that road specifically, the Mount Marie Road. Can you give us some details as to what happened there and why, why not?
Candice, are we questioning the expediency of the division? Are we questioning a contractor's ability to respond?
No, we're questioning the following of policies, because there are policies outlined as to how, you know, the steps that need to be taken. I mean, there are questions as to whether the commitment was given to this contractor before, you know, before the contract, before the official thing to go through to engage this contract.
I don't know how people could say that. Usually in contracts, contractors have 7 days to mobilize. A contractor can mobilize anytime within that 7 days. And so I really see no trouble with it. The administrator signed off on the contracts and a letter of award and so on. We followed the entire process at the division. The contractor was able to respond, and gladly and thankfully, that project is almost completed within 2.5 to 3 weeks. This is performance beyond compare across Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
And the people of Tobago ought to take a look at what we have been able to do in the short time that we've done it. This is beyond compare.
You know, while it must be commended for the quick work that has been done, there are questions being raised about the procurement process, and I think that's where a lot of the concerns are, because if there's not a official, if the project is not being procured properly, then it kind of undermines the integrity of the division, and it raises questions as to, you know, whether or not there is a proper form for being followed, whether these contractors are being engaged legally, and that sort of thing.
As far as I'm aware, and listen, I think I have some experience in procurement. Every step that ought to have been followed was followed. I applaud the contractor for being able to respond as quickly as they have, to be able to execute those works over a short period of time, night and day, 24 hours work. And I have no trouble whatsoever in a contractor being able to mobilize quickly. I have no trouble whatsoever in a contractor being able to have walked the site, develop a plan in his head, write a method statement, and be able to execute. That is what professional contractors do.
I want you to take me through, well, take us through, I should say, and explain to the viewers what happened where that contract was, where that contract happened. Take us through, you know, from the time that you were notified of this project that needed to be done, and just to explain a little bit about the project itself, and just give me an idea of what the timeline was.
So,
and what happened.
I'm not sure I remember the exact timeline.
Okay.
But the council, the executive council, we sat, we looked at what we expect to happen in Tobago for the Carnival weekend, and we felt that there were some infrastructural works that need to,
and how long
to
ago
be in
that
place.
was?
It's possibly 2 months ago. We sat and we decided that there were some roads that were critical if we were to cater for emergencies on the main roads. The main roads at Roxborough, main roads at Canaan, main roads in Scarborough. If there's a trauma on any one of those roads during the festivities, we felt that we needed outlets. In the particular Scarborough case, all this is part of the Scarborough Development Plan. We have actually decided that we are going to start. So within 2 months, we had essentially a month to develop the scope of works, develop the tendering, go through the process and so on. And essentially, we're hoping to have the projects begin 1 month and be executed over 1 month. So we needed our project managers to be on board, to start planning how we're going to execute this thing, and to be able, when a contractor comes on, to be able to almost give them what the plan would be. And so I applaud the staff at the PMO. I applaud this contractor for responding as quickly as he has. And we have to get accustomed to works being done quickly. Otherwise we're going to spend 4 years and see nothing. We spend 20 years and see literally nothing being done. Not because people were following rules and regulations, but because people don't understand the value of project and project management and couldn't bring that expertise to bear. At the division now, we are able to do that, and Tobago would see performance beyond compare.
So how is it that this contractor in particular, because the minority is saying that this contractor in particular were able to book tickets to Tobago and, you know, get the equipment, etc. over here before they got that contract? How did that happen?
The minority leader is a young guy, and his network is small. Sometimes booking a flight is a telephone call for some people. So I have no comment on that.
And also, what is the cost of that project? Because I know that question was asked last week at the minority, at the Mandate Monday, sitting, and you didn't have an answer back then. Do you have an answer now?
Well, those questions will be answered tomorrow as well, but I can say that I had to reach out to my staff to get the answer. And as far as that project goes, the contract was awarded for $19.7 million.
And of course, this was being done through a design, build, finance.
Design, build, finance. The contractor is expending his own resources. And if I'm not mistaken, the contract is to be paid over 18 months, to be repaid over 18 months. 9 months after completion, the first half will be paid. And 9 months thereafter, second half will be paid.
How do we know that, you know, what qualified this contractor or any contractor in this design build format design, build, finance format. What qualified them, or how did you guys know that they were able to, you know, finance these projects upfront at such short notice?
We at the division, the PMO has gone through a logical framework matrix, a modified logical framework matrix, where we've put several contractors. We've been reaching out to contractors to submit documentation and so on. We're able to assess and analyze who contractor has certain potential and certain qualifications. And through that process, we've shortlisted some contractors that we reached out to in a selective process for these road projects. And we would continue that process because at the end of the day, we need to be assured that if a contract is awarded, that it could be completed in the time frame that we have set. And so the PMO goes through that process. It's a very tedious process. I think they have 25 criteria that they analyze, and based on that criteria, based on those criteria, if we are going selective tendering, we select from that pool and we invite them to tender.
Why did you choose selective tendering as that process to engage these contractors?
There are various tendering modalities. We have sole select, which we can do. A matter of fact, the Executive Council gave us the authority to use sole select. We have selective tendering and we have open tendering. What we've done at the division is try to find where we have gaps in the processes. So we've attempted to procure goods and services through those three modalities. So now we have data on our internal processes and what is required if we are to become more efficient. And so we've systematically went through procuring contractors and services through those three processes, and now we have data with which we could measure how we performed as a group internally, how the contractors performed. And you know, there are times when you spend a lot of time evaluating open tenders, but there are times when you must do that. If you have 20 respondents to evaluate, that takes you a week. Then you're going to choose one tenderer. And so there are times when that is necessary, and there are times when we do selective, and there are times when, depend on the exigencies and the type of project, we'll do sole select. And all that's illegal.
Okay, and now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that these projects were being done under emergency works, under the heading of emergency works?
Yes.
What qualified them to be emergency works?
In my opinion, Candice, every piece of infrastructure that is required in Tobago is an emergency. We've spent 20 years waiting for retaining walls, for roads to be underpinned and strengthened, for drains to be fixed. Everything. Rain falls again in November. North side, east to Charlottesville, east to Speyside is going to be severely impacted again because we have not done the road stabilization that should have been done. We have not prepared the embankments at the way that we should. Cane and Bonaccord lowlands are going to be flooded out severely again. Scarborough will be flooded out simply because we have not possibly have the budget for it, but also because we've been living in this box that has been come from us from Trinidad, and we continue to accept that this is the way things must be. But this is not how things must be, and the PDP government of today, the administration, will take every effort, will make every effort to ensure that Tobagonians understand that we don't have to live in this box. You know, we can do our own thing and we can do it better. And that's what we are about to do.
And of course, I mean, we understand that, you know, we need to sometimes do things differently, but then there is also that concern about, you know, the procurement process, ensuring that everything is done correctly and it's above board, and, you know, there is no, that corruption in the process is eliminated. And, you know, this concern comes up because, you know, we're doing these works under under the heading of emergency works. And I'm sure if I'm correct in this, but, you know, when you have to engage in emergency works, then you need to use, you usually use the contractors that have already gone through the process of, you know, being authenticated by the divisions, and that are already, you know, have already done works before, that there is that track record. So what qualified these other contractors for these emergency works if they've never been engaged by the THA and they don't have that track record with the THA?
Candice, I just answered that question. The staff at the PMO went through a modified process where we analyzed the capacity and the quality of various contractors, and out of that process, we selected contractors. I've answered that question, respectfully.
I mean, I also want to touch on the EMA situation.
On the
Environment Management Agency situation. Now, you mentioned last week that your team have begun discussions with the EMA. Where are those discussions? What's the update that you could provide for us?
Well, the Office of the Chief Secretary is undertaking those discussions, but I want to say to the people of Tobago that we live in a place where there's a preponderance of hypocrisy in this place. Okay. The noise that was being made seemed to have been made for the road projects and the projects on Milford and the project on Milford Road. None of those, the 3 road projects, do not even qualify for EMA's CEC. People are making noise about it. If I'm not mistaken, to go for a CEC, the road must be 1 kilometer or more. None of those roads qualify.
So are you
None
saying
of those roads qualify for EMA approval. Notwithstanding all of that, we live in an island and in a government now where we have information that there may have been never had a government project in Tobago that had a CC. I was director of settlements. None of those projects executed under settlements, Adventure, Belgarden, Corlan, none of them have a CC.
But
the project at Buku Integrated Facility, where they backfill part of a whole swamp, no CC. So it is passing strange.
Even though I mean those projects may have happened without a CNC, shouldn't we ensure that there's going to be, I mean that we're not impacting the environment in any harmful way as we go forward with any infrastructure or project?
Absolutely, absolutely, and the entity responsible for protecting the environment in Tobago is the THA. And the THA, as a group, we will put that system in place to move away from this EMA in Trinidad. We have to get to the place where we become serious in Tobago.
So what's the problem with engaging the EMA to ensure that our projects, everything that we undertake in Tobago, it is safe and it is not going to cause further damage? Because I mean this is something we have to always be concerned about as the weather systems get worse and worse every year. I mean we have climate change that's increasing at a rapid pace. So of course we have to do what we can here on the island to mitigate those challenges.
Candice, I hear you, and I want to say to Tobago that in everything we do, we consider the environment. In everything that we do, we are thinking of the big Tobago picture. And part of my budget speech in the House, I try to alert Tobagonians to the fact that the entities that control approval control the timing of expenditure. Let me repeat that. The entities that approve project approval controls when you can spend $1. And that is where we are. If we had to go to the EMA to cut down that mountain in Castara, we would still be here. People would not be able to pass on that road.
But
we have to understand that we have been given a framework of laws and policies that are intended to stymie our development and to run to Trinidad every time we need to do something in Tobago.
But aren't you worried though that by bypassing some of these laws or policies that you're opening up the THA for litigation from the EMA or from governmental bodies for not following the process?
People, every entity, every person, every individual has a right to resort to the courts for their justice if that's what they do. The reality is, however, that for the projects that was making the noise around Facebook and so on, did not require EMA approval, and that's a fact. And we can have a conversation about what we might do or why we might do something in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But projects at hand do not require EMA approval. And so the EMA's letter that they put out in the public, again, is an attempt, in my view, by some entity from outside of Tobago to control what we do. Because the EMA must have had people on the ground before they wrote that letter, would have measured these roads to know that they don't fall within their ambit. But they still put out the letter in order to create confusion. And sadly, we have media people, not yourself, of course. We have media people and we have private individuals who pick up that kind of nuggets and attempt to make a mountain out of it, based entirely on misinformation.
All right, so I'm going to get into what's the status of some of the roads here in Tobago. So I know one of them, of course, is that Mount Marie to the Dutch Fort Canal area. And that is one of the roads that's supposed to provide an alternative access for Carnival. Would that be completed in time for Saturday?
I spoke to the contractor last night in preparation for the interview, and I'm told that the road is essentially finished. We have actually run out of asphalt in Tobago. We've tried to execute 2 or 3 projects, and we've run out of asphalt. Imagine if we are doing 10 projects at the same time, and all of this is consequent to Petrotrin being closed, and people have to import bitumen from Barbados of all places, from Suriname, from Dominican Republic, from Europe. When we have oil and all the natural derivatives for asphalt, for bitumen, in Trinidad and Tobago. And instead of we focusing on the things that impact our development, we're focusing on frivolous things about the EMA for matters that really don't concern them. So the road from Mount Marie to Dutch Fort is maybe 95% complete. There was a strip of road that we won't be able to pave because, of course, we are out of asphalt on the island. The road that connects Argyle to Roxborough, the Bloody Bay Road, that is on the way. I went up there on Monday, and the contractors are working night and day as well. We hope that road will be drivable but not paved, again, because of a bitumen problem. The road at Canaan that goes down into Pigeon Point, that is on the way. That will be delayed, but hopefully that will be completed in short order as well.
Now, as you mentioned, the problems in getting bitumen. Now, there was that concern that was brought up again by the minority, and we need to address it, that some of the contracts, the price of the hot mix and so on was higher than what the Chief Secretary pointed out on an audit report that was recently completed. Now, is there any connection with the fact that our contractors here within Trinidad and Tobago are unable to get the bitumen and the hot mix and all those things needed for the roads? Is there any connection with that and the higher prices that we're seeing for these things on the contract?
Well, again, I don't know where the minority leader gets his information from. As far as I am aware, Spell is selling asphalt for $1,100 a ton. That's up to yesterday. So I don't know where the minority gets his information from, and I can't comment on that. But as far as I'm aware, Spell is selling for $1,100. If I'm not mistaken, the figures the Chief Secretary quote was $1,400, where a secretary went to the Executive Council and asked for the price of asphalt to be increased. That's a totally different thing. So are you saying
that, none of the contracts that are on the board right now for projects under your division, none of them have a cost exceeding that 1,100?
Well, I don't know what a contractor would. I don't think the BOQ was detailed in that way.
Okay.
But I don't know what a contractor, who he buys his bitumen, who he buys his asphalt from. I'm saying what we sell. And if I'm not mistaken, Spell is the leading producer of asphalt in Tobago. Seram has basically closed down. There is a shortage of bitumen, and I can only go on that price.
Of course. And is there any clause in contracts that are given out to contractors that are working in Tobago that would ensure that they purchase bitumen from Spell instead of going to other suppliers? Is there any sort of arrangement that is a part of those contracts?
For the purchase of bitumen or for the purchase of asphalt?
For the purchase of asphalt, yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so. There ought not to be that constraint on a contractor as to decide whom he should buy an item from. But clearly, it would make economic sense to buy asphalt in Tobago. And clearly, that is what has been done. To bring asphalt from Trinidad just is not economical.
So all the projects that have recently been conducted in Tobago have been using asphalt from Tobago?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then there's also a concern about, these projects because, of course, they are Trinidadian contractors. There is a concern that the money being spent is not staying in Tobago. How do you respond to these claims?
That's, again, Candice, we'll talk. We live, sometimes we have to decide, and I'm happy for that conversation. We have to decide what we want. If we want a two-state country, then let's come out and say we want a two-state country. But if you want to sell that we have this centralized unitary state, as they call it, then what is the problem? Is it that we must only engage contractors north of the Caroni, as they say? We come here and talk about contractors from south, or we must only engage contractors from east in Tobago, or contractors from west in Tobago, contractors from Diego Martin to Port of Spain. Is it that what we are saying? If not, if we still have one country, then that talk should not arise. But it is based in race. In race, because race sells for the PNM in Tobago. If you see an Indian doing a job in Tobago, then you can vilify that person, vilify that whole process, because at some level that will work. But what is the reality? Is that the PNM has engaged several Trinidad contractors over the years, several. I mean, it's countless. They have even gone so far to engage people who are now in Parliament. My information, over $100 million went to that contractor through his four companies. And sometimes, the stench of the hypocrisy rises so high that you have to wonder, who are these people that have this ability to talk as if they don't know the history that we have lived? We have engaged contractors who are able to perform. Contractors are demonstrating they are performing. The contracting, I have the data for the contracting from Argyle to Bloody Bay Road. 90% of the persons there are Tobagonians working, spending money and being paid by money from a contractor from Trinidad.
Okay, so and again,
how
that was one of the concerns.
How the multiplier effect takes place. Maybe I'm not an economist, so I can't speak on that. But
so they are employing a lot of Tobagonians, are subcontracting a lot of the projects and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. So we don't have to specify that. That only makes sense. It will cost a contractor less to hire a carpenter or a laborer or excavator from Tobago and to bring it from Trinidad. Who contractor will decide? I'm going to bring on my workers from Trinidad, pay housing for them, give them transportation, where they can hire a guy right in the district. Nobody does that. Well, sorry, only the Chinese do that.
Okay, and going forward again, we have this stage in the sea thing. Okay, so it's just basically an extension, a small extension of the road we see it. There were some concerns as to how far this is going to go. What are the future plans for the development of that area? Is it going to just stay as that little jotting there out in the shoreline, or are there future developments planned for that? What is the vision?
The vision is to reclaim that entire beach to build a port. That's the vision. This gives, just as the previous before us, they reclaim that piece of land to build the esplanade. This reclamation is nothing strange. They're going to reclaim a whole area in San Fernando. They reclaim half of Port of Spain. That's just normal construction. And I don't understand what the problem, why there are still Tobagonians who feel that we must do nothing. We must just live in the space that some colonialists from Trinidad and from England decide that we must live and what we must do. Why are we still thinking 200 years in the past? We have an opportunity in Tobago to position Tobago at a place where Tobago can become economically viable, where we can develop the island in such a way that people want to return here to live. Half our population or more, maybe 100% of our population living in Trinidad, because there's no opportunity in Tobago, and we now have to take these few years to ensure that over the next 50, 60 years, which is the cycle we are planning for, that people can gain gainful employment and we can have a real economy in Tobago that's separate and stands alone. And to do that, there are certain actions that must be taken. Critical to that is, of course, a port. You can't have a country without a port. There is no island in the region without a decent international port. There's just none. Tobago remains probably the only island without direct importation.
In the feasibility studies, because I know that's in the process right now.
Before you go, let me respond to the question more directly. There's talk now about why we didn't make that space bigger. When people were making a set of noise last week and week before about the stage and the sea and all this drama, a lot of commentators are saying no, that the space is too small. And so sometimes we must just sit back and wait and see where the conversation goes. There is talk of moving to Tobago. I Love Tobago sign to the back of it.
Yes, I know that was one of the suggestions put forward.
And so as an executive, we will consider these things. But I think it's a decent addition to the infrastructure. It would allow an open space for, even after the carnival, for artisans and so to go and keep the shows and all that kind of stuff off the road. So it's a decent addition. As we try to build out, to get to your next question, the port facilities, it puts in the minds of the Tobagonian that we can in fact reclaim this thing. When I was going to school, there was land south of Milford Road.
Yes.
And I mean, that land is gone. The gentleman sent me a cadastral just last week to show that he owned lands north of Milford Road, and trying to tell me that whole stage is his because it's on his land. And so the sea has been coming in. We have to live with this thing, and therefore we have to find a way to reclaim it, and that's what we do. In terms of the consultation, the consultants have been engaged, and they are doing their due, and we should get the full feasibility by January, February next year, and then we will be off to the races again.
Okay. Now, another thing that we have had a conversation about is these lines in Scarborough. It's seen there on the screen every time we try to get a nice shot of the traffic, because I know our viewers love to see the traffic going on live. And viewers, yes, this is live. But we can't get a good shot because, we have all these pesky lines in the way. Mr. James, you said that there's work going on in getting rid of that so that when Tobago Updates faces their camera, we are not going to get those lines in the way. Where are we on that project?
The Jamaicans will say soon come. We went out to a EOI for that. We've got the responses. I must say we've been a little tardy in following through with it, but we've been waiting on the Ministry of Planning and the Ministry of Housing, because we became aware that there was a loan that they had gotten from the IDB, and a certain portion of it was assigned to Tobago, and we have come into office and we've made some changes to what their plans was before us, and we have been trying to negotiate with them to get this project to be paid for from that loan.
And just for a little bit of clarity, viewers, the plan is to have these lines go underground. So we're no longer going to be seeing those lines, and I know all the photographers, all the videographers out there are excited. We all can't wait for that to happen, because we hate when we take shots in town or anywhere and we have just this bird nest of lines.
Well, like I said, we're waiting. We've been negotiating with the Ministry of Planning, and their project execution is the Ministry of Housing, and we've been negotiating with them for them to accept the projects that we have submitted. That negotiation is ongoing, and whether it bears fruit or it doesn't bear fruit, because there's always politics in these things, we're going to do this.
Are we still going to be able to keep that timeline of 2 years?
For this project?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Could it be less than 2 years?
Absolutely.
We're going to hold you to that, Mr. James, because we're showing these shots every single day.
Yes. These lines will go underground hopefully next year.
All right. And then, there's also the plans that was unveiled some months ago as for Roxborough, and of course that was pioneered by Mr. Watson Duke. Now, with the changes that have happened politically, Are we going to see those plans come back into fruition? Is this something that the THE Executive Council, the current Executive Council, is considering at this point in time?
Well, I mean, we discussed this matter at the Executive Council. That specific plan hasn't come up for full discussion as yet. And I'm sure that it will at some point. And when we do, then I'll be able to make a public pronouncement on it. But there's no doubt that part of the mandate of the division is to build cities in Roxborough and Canaan and Scarborough. And some of those plans will definitely make it. But as a council, we would sit and we would make a determination. We'll have a decent consultation with the people of Roxborough and environs and the people of Tobago generally to see how we create economic growth centers around the island. And Roxborough, of course, is prime for that, and that would be done. Whether the full extent of all of that will be accepted and completed, then it's a matter for future consideration. But certainly, we will build out a city in Roxborough as well.
Okay, and then as you touched on that, I know perhaps in 2013 or thereabouts, the government had announced, the government then had announced that, you know, they wanted to have that Crown Point, Bonaccord area as a growth pole, one of the growth poles in the country. It was supposed to be one of 7. Now, are we going to see that development taking place there along the lines of having that as an economic zone?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by economic zone. If you mean a free zone.
Economic free zone, yes.
But we don't decide in Tobago, unfortunately, on who should pay tax and who shouldn't pay tax. But certainly, Canaan, Bonaccord, Crown Point is an area we are looking at. I know there's a spatial plan being undertaken now by the Division of Settlements. When that is completed, we'll have a chance to be able to assess the physical requirements of the space. There are challenges because of the elevation of Canaan, Bonaccord, Crown Point, and runoff of water and all that. I have gone public to say that we'll have a drainage study for the area done next year.
And you just preempted my next question.
Next year. So from the physical infrastructure side, we are looking at how we can bring Canaan, Bonaccord to its fullest potential. From the economic side, clearly, it is going to be the mecca of our tourism product, and then we have to look carefully as to how much hotels it can physically maintain, and so those plans hopefully would come to reality and sometime next year, and we can present them to the public.
All right, great. Well, Mr. James, we've unfortunately come to the end of our conversation, and we just want to thank you so much for coming on with us and for bringing some light to some of those very touchy concerns that are within our public space. And we're looking forward for more conversations like this going forward.
Absolutely. And you know it's Tobago Carnival.
Yes, I saw your shirt. It's Tobago Carnival.
Come up, spend your money, and let some stay in Tobago.
All right, great. I'm sure a lot of people will be excited for that. All right, viewers. Well, we have a lot more coming up for you on the program, so don't go anywhere. And we'll be back right after this quick break.
Finals of the Tobago Stars of Soca is going down this Wednesday, 26th October. Crusoe, Shadow, and Nelson, just to name a few, they cut the road for the soca artists of today. And now, witness the new era of soca stars. The judging panel selected 13 of the top soca artists from Tobago. Now, going head-to-head this Wednesday at Shore Park Cultural Complex. Find out who will be Tobago top soca star, live band, and guest artist performances. All roads lead to the finals at Shore Park. Get your crew ready. Get your flag ready. Support your artists. The Tobago Stars of Soca. Showtime, 8 p.m. Brought to you by Radio Tambourine and M&E TV on behalf of the THA.
Hush, the cooling event, October 27th, 2022. We bring to you live Skinny Fabulous. Also performing live, Viking Ding Dong.
If you know you cannot handle the people rum, when you see the people rum, leave it alone.
Oros League 2 Mount Irving Golf Club, Tobago. Gates open from 1 to 8 p.m. A lineup of DJs to shell on the place. One of Tobago's best duo team, Selector 3D and Hyperkid Snoopy. Tickets available at Jane Monkey Crown Point, Tobago, or Red Rose Boutique, Scarborough. Get your online tickets at islandetickets.com. So tell a friend to bring a friend to the biggest cool effect for Tobago Carnival.
This event is sponsored by Campari, TTT Media Group Barefoot, Tobago House of Assembly, Creamery Novelties.
Hush, the cooling event.
Hello?
Master Fee.
Master Fee here.
How you going? It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
It's Alan the Entertainer.
Who?
Alan of Million Laughs.
So Alan, you want to get a strainer?
No, ma. I'm calling to tell you about the comedy commerce. Yeah, the comedy commerce show in Tobago.
I know that. I told you
November
I want to come. In Trinidad. How are you going to get that? That is quite in Tobago.
Getting what?
This strainer, Alan.
Back to Tobago November the 5th. So don't worry to come now,
it's not a problem, you know. I will
You hear
come
me?
for you.
Don't come now. Ma.
Taxi.
Master
You going shopper, Tobago?
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. And viewers, of course, you know from one of our iconic songs, you know, it's put a smile on your face, because a smile is so important, you know, and you know, we gotta keep maintaining our smiles, and which means that we gotta take care of our teeth. Yes, we gotta take care of our teeth. And so we're talking about a healthy life and a healthy smile this morning. And to speak to us about that, we have Dr. Dominique Baptiste, and she is one of our dentists within our space. Good morning and welcome to you. And we have the dental nurse, Miss Tamara Harper, right? And of course, they are talking about a special promotion that's going on, Healthy Life, Healthy Smile. So, Miss Harper, tell us a little bit about this promotion.
So, good morning, everyone. So, on Friday, the 28th of October, we would be having our little health promotion. So this promotion would be on the Port Mall, and it starts at 9 a.m. and it finishes at 3 p.m. So in this health promotion, we would be speaking to you all about your healthy smile and how to maintain your smile, and also too, we would have the nutritionist there to tell you how to take care of your body, because once you have a healthy body, you would also have a healthy smile. As well, today we would like to announce the winners of our school competition we had. And in this school competition, we had children participated from all over primary schools in Tobago, from Standards 2 and Standards 3. So our first place winner, we have Che Hurst, and he's from Wim Anglican. And second place, we have Tiana Grace, and she's from Lansford Methodist. And our third place, we have Ajani Jofield from Wim Anglican. So from our first place, he represented authenticity. He was very creative, and you can see on right here, we see he has, you know, what is healthy fruits and what is the bad things that we should not eat to prevent, you know, our cavities and so on. So now we have Dr. Batiste, who would enlighten us more on what it is for healthy life and healthy smile, and how we should really maintain this healthy smile.
Hi, so good morning. So our theme, healthy life, healthy smile, we tend to think that having a healthy smile has to do with simply brushing or flossing or going to the dentist. And while those things are important, we also need to take care of our bodies, right? So we have to make sure that we eat well, not just to prevent cavities, but things like diabetes can affect the health of your mouth. It can give you gum disease, advanced gum disease, which is what we call periodontal disease. And that's what can cause your teeth to start shaking, then they fall out. So other medical conditions, some people with congenital heart issues, they need to take care of their smile because sometimes the bacteria from the mouth, if you're not cleaning it well, could get into your bloodstream, and it could attach itself to parts of your heart that can be fatal, unfortunately, right? We also want to take care of ourselves in terms of the medication. So we have to continue to take our medications so that we prevent certain things from getting worse. And these very medications can have negative effects in the mouth. So that's why I need people to continue to come to the dentist, yeah? It's not just about keeping your teeth clean. I know we believe that we can keep the teeth clean at home, but going to the dentist, we can give you that little extra push to make sure that we get deep down into those areas that you miss, and we can identify certain issues in your mouth that you may not be able to see at home. And there are some things that we can catch early on. So something like leukemia. We can identify leukemia in the mouth. And I mean,
you know, Dr. Batiste, you're bringing out such such monumental information here. Yes. Because I mean, like you said, we think that taking care of our teeth is just brushing every day, flossing, that sort of thing. But we don't realize that the overall health of our body is connected to our teeth. Oh, yeah. I mean, how often do you find these conditions within that correlation when you see your patients? How often do you find that there's that connection there?
Particularly for diabetes, we see that pretty often. I would say on a weekly basis, we have people coming in. So you tend to have diabetics with advanced periodontal disease, where the poor control of the blood sugar makes the periodontal disease worse, so you are more likely to lose your teeth. And on the other hand, the periodontal disease affects the diabetes. So if you have periodontal disease and it goes unchecked, it makes it even more difficult for you to control your blood sugar. So that's why it's important that we work together with your medical doctor, your nutritionist, so that we can help you to better get a grip on what's happening with your health, with your blood sugar, so that everything can improve, because we can't just work on the blood sugar and leave the periodontal disease to run rampant. Yes. So we have to take care of both of them so that they both can improve and help each other to get better.
And Ms. Harper, this is why it is important that you guys do this promotion clinic here on Friday.
Yes. Okay, and we want to tell people also about the services that we offer in the clinics. Okay, so the services we offer is we treat patients from 2.5 years to 18 years of age, school-age children, and also we treat adults as well. However, we have adults clinic which are on Tuesdays, and some clinics are on Fridays. Yeah, so if you go to the Scarborough Health Center, that's in Bacalet, on Tuesdays is adults clinic, and all the other days are children's clinic. However, if you have an emergency, I want you to come. Yeah, so not because there's a particular day you will not come. Okay, if you have an emergency, come. So and that's the Scarborough Health Clinic. That's the Scarborough Health Clinic.
All the health centers.
All the health centers.
You can come on any day. Once you have an emergency, you come. right? So
And then we have also the Mariah Clinic. It's recently open as well, and we have extractions for adult clinic on Fridays, and the children days are all other days as well. Yeah, and then we have the Roxborough Clinic. The extraction clinic day is on Tuesdays, and the children's day is all other days as well. And then we have the Canaan Health Center, and the Canaan Health Center is on Fridays as well, and all other days are children's clinic. However, we just remind people that although we say the ages are 2.5 years to 18 years of age, if your child is showing any signs of some sort of weird gum disease taking place, that's something that is weird in your eyes, I would put it. I want them to come to the clinic. Yeah, if it is before 2.5 years of age, I want them to bring the child to the clinic so that we can examine the child's mouth and make sure every single thing is good.
And of course, you know, early detection is always great.
Yes, early detection is very good. Yes.
And then, you know, as you mentioned, you know, coming to these clinics for these services, you know, oftentimes when we as people think about dental care, we think about the money that it costs, because it can get quite expensive, but we don't realize that there are these services provided for through our public health system, and you know, the doctors and the nurses and so on that are there, they are very qualified as well.
Yes, yes. So I have a bachelor's in dental hygiene and dental therapy, and
I have the doctor of dental surgery. So we are qualified to do what we are placed there to do.
Just as good as the private sector?
Just as good as the private sector. We are there to help. We understand, no judgments. We know that people can be afraid of the dentist, but we try to keep it as friendly as possible and try to make everybody as comfortable as possible when they come to us, so that, you know, you could just relax and not think about all these negative things.
And that's why we have in the health fair, so that they would come. Yeah, so the health fair will have fun, and we'll have different games that they can play and interact with us, and it will be an educational session, and also to a session where they will receive prizes for the education they know about dental.
And the health fair, I mean, it is specifically for the children.
Yes, it's for adults as
it's
well.
For
okay, it's adults as well.
Everybody can come.
Okay,
everybody can come. I mean, we targeting the children for the games. Adults can participate if they would like to, but I think we put a lot of focus on the children because that's where it starts. And once we foster the right habits in these children, we hope that they will grow with them and pass the information down to their children. So of course we want the adults involved, we want the parents there, but we would like the children to come, and we would like them to get used to coming to the dentist and not be afraid. And parents, please don't take too long to bring them to us, because the longer you take, the more likely they are to develop this phobia. It's a phobia of the unknown. So you bring a child maybe at the age of 10, and sometimes that's when something is wrong, and this child has to come and they are crying because they're in pain, and now they associate the dentist with pain. So let's bring them to have positive experiences from 2.5 or earlier if possible, if you see anything, you know, so that they are used to it, they get accustomed, and it's not something new, it's not scary. They just come, they get their teeth clean, they go home with a clean mouth, and they're happy.
And how often should children and even adults come to the dentist?
So we try to tell people every 6 months. Yeah, some people will have to go more often depending on their specific situation. Of course, you have to go to the dentist for them to assess you, to tell you if you are one of those people who have to come more regularly. But 6 months, every 6 months is the average, so twice a year. And something you mentioned before about dental care being expensive. What I tell my patients all the time is that dental care is expensive when you neglect your mouth.
That's a good point.
When you neglect it. So if you keep up with it, you might have to spend a little money, you know, but that's just the maintenance. If you don't go to the dentist for maybe 3 years, when you go after 3 years, the dentist is going to drop some prices on you because you've been neglecting it for so long and you have all this work to do. Yeah? So let's just keep going.
All right. And so just for our viewers' sake, just give us an idea of when and where this health promotion is taking place?
Okay, so the health promotion, where our team is Healthy Life, Healthy Smile, is on the 3rd floor of Port Mall, and I want you all to come down Friday, the 28th of October, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, guys, come. It'll be fun. We want to see you all there.
And then, of course, you could have a nice smile for the carnival.
Yes,
of course.
yes.
The carnival Friday. So
and then just for a reminder, what are the times that people can come and access dental services at the health clinics?
Well, we start from 8 a.m. So the earlier you get there, the better, because of course we have to clean up and sterilize our instruments. So come at 8 a.m. and we can see you. So the children, for their cleanings and their fillings, those are by appointment. So you can come and you make an appointment by the receptionist. All other treatments, so the extractions, emergency treatment, whether it is you have this infection or your face is swollen or an abscess, those are walk-ins. You don't have to make an appointment for those things. So we consider those dental emergencies. So just come from 8.
Yes, and you can contact us on our number, which is 660-7000. It's 3 zeros at the end, and our extension is 4210. 4212, and our number in Roxborough, our center, is 660-4372, and our extension is 2203. Yeah, and we would just like to thank Dr. Mitchell and our CEO, Mr. Wilshire, for giving us this opportunity to promote this dental health fair.
Yes, and of course, I want to use this opportunity to encourage you parents out there to take your kids out, see about their mouths, because for one thing, you don't know how this might help the career. And I say this because, when I was growing up, my teeth were not always in the best shape, but my father, he did not want me to grow up with bad teeth, so he made sure that my teeth, we did what we had to do so that I could have a nice smile. And this is a smile that greets you every morning. So thank you, Daddy, for being that one to, guide me in that way.
Thank you, Daddy, indeed, because you do have a beautiful smile. I actually was looking at it.
Yes. It was so good, but you didn't want to see me as a child.
That's okay.
So, all right, viewers, I want to thank you so much, Dr. Baptiste and Ms. Harper, for coming on and to sharing us about dental care. Viewers, go out, come out to the healthcare on Friday. And if you're not able to come out on Friday, you can access the dental services from these two lovely women at the health promotion clinics throughout the island. So go in and take care of your smile. It's extremely important, because listen, a smile makes the day better. A smile impacts people, and it gets rid of all the crazy feelings and the crazy emotions that we just like to push around in this place. So, folks, have a good day. Remember to keep smiling, take care of that smile, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. And we'll be at Chill Out Bar. Yes, we'll be at Chill Out Bar in the morning, bringing to you a wonderful program. Both the morning show and GMT will take place at Chill Out Bar, and you don't want to miss it. We have some good stuff on the lineup for you guys. All right, viewers, again, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and